Welcome to the Tenaciously Resolute podcast. Hi, and welcome back to the Tenaciously Resolute podcast. I'm your girl, Carice, and I've missed you guys. I've been missing for like a week or so, right? But we're back, and today we're chatting with none other than Miss Toney. Miss Toney is the owner of Toney's Accountancy and Financial Services, right? And guys, I think many of us would have seen Toney's ads. If it's one thing, she always promotes her business online. And, I love me a little business topic. So there's nobody better than to have a conversation with Miss Toney. She's a young lady. And most times you expect your accountant to be an old man. And that is how we grew up, Remember, seeing that there's always this old man with his glasses down on his nose bridge. But we have the beautiful Miss Toney, and she's going to chat with us about how she got into accounting. So welcome to the podcast.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me here today.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. So Talisha, tell me all about how did you decide to get into accounting?
Well, I did POA and POB in CXE. I did it at A levels also. I started Toney's when I was actually working in the bank. I was working at RBC at that time. And there was a close friend of mine, I was telling him that I like accounting and stuff. And he was like, why not turn it into a business? And then Toney's began. But I was working in the bank, but I wasn't taking it seriously at all.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't taking it seriously. I think when Toney was basically birthed in adversity. So when I say adversity, I think that was in either 2018 or 19. I left the bank and I started working somewhere else, but I lost that job. I believe it would have been like November, December. And then like some weeks after, my father passed away.
Oh no.
So, girl, the hardest thing to do is bury a parent. So, and him and I were really close. So, at the hospital, when he died, at the hospital, you lost your job. The person at the hospital saying that your father died. So it's like, I literally felt like the world was falling apart.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I had to muster the strength up. And then, you remember, I already lost a job. My father passed away. And I had to get together. So there and then I actually started taking Toney's more seriously, getting more clients. And so it kicked off there.
Okay, excellent. But girl, I could just imagine the turmoil of...
Listen to me. I think, you see, grief is something that always stays with you, because I think up to about 3 years after he passed, that is when I actually started grieving. So the day when it happened is like, it happened, but I don't think it had hit me until like 3 years after.
It. And 3 years is quite some time.
It is. Because I think my family members, they were like, when he died, they were like crying and carried on hysterical. But they were like, why you so quiet? But it took me about 3 years to actually started grieving.
Yeah. I feel like everybody processes their grief differently.
They do.
And some people is in the quiet or the small moments that happen in day-to-day life. Will probably trigger a memory or a sense or something that somebody says and be like, this person would say this.
Yes, yeah.
So, but at least, in the moment, it would have acted as a positive catalyst for you.
Yeah, it has. It really did.
Right? So when you decided to get serious, what were some of the things that you did?
I started initially with just doing cash flow projections only. That's all I was doing. And then I ventured into doing taxation. I also did, I started my degree as well while I was working at the bank. And I did like 1 or 2 taxation courses as well. So I started to offer this service. So I started with the cash flows, then I ventured into taxation, then I started to do some bookkeeping, and then I added business registration services. So I think at one time somebody came and asked me to, I think it was register a business. I mean, I didn't know how to do it at the time. I didn't know at all. I said, okay, no problem, I'll get it done. So from there and then it kicked off. And now I have a lot of
different services,
different clients with business registration. So now I'm doing the cash flows. I have taxation, I have the bookkeeping, I have the business registration services, doing procurement. So I usually tell my clients I do everything for business that is legal. Please note that, guys, legal. So everything for business that is legal, yes, you can get it done by me.
Okay, excellent. If you have something illegal, find somebody else
please
to do it, please.
Thank you.
Oh gosh. But girl, that is so interesting, to see that you would have been able to add these different services over time. I feel like a lot of people, when they're starting off in businesses, they feel like I have to have this and I have to have that, as compared to people who've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Just start with what you have, basically, and start where you are. That's basically what I tell my clients. Start with what you have. Don't wait for it to be perfect, because if I did wait at that time, I wouldn't have been what Toney's is today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the thing about it is, I feel as a young person, when you're into accountancy, many young people kind of look at you like, this is your career, like for real, I have to come to you. I could just imagine, your schoolmates seeing you now and be like, yo, I don't know how to do this book, but I have to call Keisha, because this is now your domain and what you'll be known for.
But not even your classmates sometimes, because as is now, I have a lot of clients I've never ever seen in my life, especially in Trinidad also. And sometimes even in Tobago, so you would talk to somebody over the phone, you probably email or WhatsApp. And when they meet you in person, they're like, wait, is yours talking to all the time? I'm like, yeah, like, what you expected? What you expected? Why are you looking so young?
Yeah. That's the first thing that I said.
Because why are you looking so young?
My first experience as an accountant was an older person, In my mind, usually when you think, but things are changing now.
It is.
So when you see your lawyers and stuff now, it's somebody young, When you see your accountant, it's somebody young. So it takes you away from the concept that you had in your mind
that
of how these persons, but that is so cool nonetheless. Yeah. So what is a success story that you would have probably had since you had your business? Did you ever see anybody from seed form and see them blossom?
I would say all of my business registration clients are actually success stories, because you're coming to me to register the business. You're basically starting from scratch. So most of the clients that come, they would get their businesses registered. They would get their bank documents organized, and they would start their businesses. So you register the business, you organize your bank account, and you are there. And I think what gives me so much joy is that after they would have registered and they'd organized their bank accounts and stuff, most would, check in to say like, hey, how did this is going, XYZ, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or they may come back for our next service as well. Yeah. Yes. Some of them I'm like, wait, I don't remember doing this for this person. I'm like, let me check my memory, or let me check my email to see like I did that for that person. So those are my success stories.
Yeah, that's nice. So essentially your business could fit any type of client.
Of course, yes. I love every single client that I have, and I'm always open for getting new clients. So small business owners, medium and large, of course, they are welcome at Toney's Financials.
So I want to know, usually we always praise the clients that were like easy, right? Have you ever experienced a challenging client?
A lot. There are some clients that, okay, yes, you pay me to do a job, but you have to do some following up. There are some clients that actually have to be foot behind them. I have to be calling them regularly, messaging, sending emails. What I usually do, like, okay, for example, if a client engages me, I would send them the information. Once they make the payment and I realize, okay, well, means information coming, I will message you until you send that information or no. Yeah, I will do that. I will send you WhatsApps. I will send you emails, reminders. When I realize it's probably not working, I will call.
Oh my.
Let's get this show on the road.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
let's get this show on the road.
But that's a really good thing because some clients really are. I could say probably their businesses might be very busy or tedious. So, those administrative things sometimes it's the last thing on their mind. But they know they have to get it done, eh?
For sure. And even like for clients that I would organize like the bank documents for every single one. I would tell them, make sure and let me know how it goes, right? Or even the ones I do like management accounts for, I say, make sure and let me know how it goes when they go to the bank. Say, make sure and let me know how it goes. If I don't see that they follow up, I would do the following up. Because I want to make sure that they get through what they came to me for, you know? Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. But this field, you think this is a good place for many young people to venture into? I'm going to ask that in the context of, these days we have like a whole lot of apps coming out, AI, different devices offering a whole lot of services. Do you still think that there's a whole lot to learn and it's still a very good place for people to venture into as a career?
It is, because you see, when you actually do a degree or you do ACCA, there's a lot of things that you can do in terms of this career. So you don't just have to be an accountant, you can actually be an auditor, you could be a bank manager, you could be a finance officer. There's a lot of careers you could actually explore. You could be an entrepreneur. But there are a lot of, career fields you could actually explore once in accounting.
Yeah. I asked that question because I know when I speak to young people these days, everything is like, well, we're really too sure if this is a career for us because, we don't want to do something and AI replaces it in a few years. So people are looking for longevity. So it's nice to see that in there's still space for them.
Yes, the thing about it, sometimes even if it does have the AI, some persons still want that human connection, because there are some clients I don't see and I would get their job done, but there are some that would want to see you, have a sit down and have a meeting. So persons still want that human connection. So there are things that AI may not be able to replace.
Yeah.
There are people that always, okay, let's have a meeting. Although, yes, you probably have Zoom, you have, Google Meet. Some persons still want to meet you in person. They want that personal touch here.
And walk through.
Yeah.
All right. That is very nice because at the end of the day, many people in business, a lot of them are very social. So just having the ability to connect with your service provider is important because sometimes you really don't know what is for real and what is a scam.
Yeah, and as you say scam, funny quick story. There was a time before, I think that was years ago, there was a client that called me from Trinidad. I think I can't remember what service he wanted to get done. I believe it was probably like a cash flow projection. But he had a bad experience with somebody before. So, he would have asked me my information and stuff. And then he turned around to ask me, so you are a scammer? I was like, what?
You can just imagine that question.
I was like, that was the first time somebody ever asked me that, like, you are scam? I was like, no. I was like, why do you think I was scamming him? You got scammed before? And he was like, yes.
I would say, yes, I'm a scammer.
But he did get scammed before. So, I mean, I could understand his, thought process. But I was like, oh, why would you think I'm a scammer? Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, but if we're being realistic, in this modern day and age, I feel like most things financial attract scammers. That's just where we're at.
Yeah.
People getting scammed. I remember seeing it was like a post on social media where somebody was saying they got a call from someone stating, well, you came to the bank today and you would have made a withdrawal. We're just trying to confirm what's your account number or something financially that they wanted, but it could have easily been a security question.
Yeah.
And the person was like, well, if you're trying to confirm, the transaction that I made, why don't you tell me how much I spent and I will tell you if this is accurate. Now, that person was very analytical. But I feel for people that may be trusting or probably don't really care too much, they may easily have let go of that information.
Yeah, but even in this field of business, there are a lot of persons, like some past clients I would have encountered that they went through persons and they paid and they never got any service. So a lot of persons actually take the money and don't do the service. They probably take the cash and the clients never see any documents.
That's crazy.
So I think in terms of that, so for someone coming from a service provider like that, it kind of makes it hard for clients to basically trust me, because they're thinking, yeah, boy, she might do the same thing, Yeah.
Yeah, but nonetheless, people in Tobago, we here know that you've been legitimate.
Yes, and my Trinidad clients, of course, too.
Yes, well, you will have to tell us all about that.
Yes.
But how did you manage, or how are you managing to manage clients on both islands? Is it that, well, we know we're in an age of connectivity, but do you have to also travel for business, or is it that everything is just online?
Before the job I had now, I used to go like probably every other weekend. So once I go, I would take documents to clients. So there and then there were times I would actually meet a client for the first time, carrying a document. So yeah. So sometimes I carry the documents or I send it via TT Post. Or if I know someone who is going, I would arrange for them to collect the documents. We communicate via WhatsApp, phone, email.
Excellent.
Zoom. Yeah.
So this island is basically connected for you.
Yes.
And it's ease of operation.
And most of my TikTok account, I try before now it was really active, but I'm trying to get it back to there. But most of the times, some of the clients I will get them from TikTok because they probably may message and say like, "Hey, I saw your video on TikTok." Or even today, this afternoon, a client was like, "Somebody shared a video with me from TikTok that you had." So I was like, "Oh yeah." So yeah. Most of them is like TikTok. I love my TikTok.
But TikTok, for me, my podcast, for sure we on TikTok,
yes.
right? But I love it because, you could share tips, you could share little tidbits. Because I feel like when it comes to your specific field, girl, most people don't know where to start.
They don't, and it's so strange. Because I think my last video I posted, like sometimes person will come under the comment and like talk about this next, say this next. Because you can be surprised, like there was this video I made, I think that was my last video. I think I spoke about annual returns and taxation, tax returns. And listen to me, I think I made 2 other videos after that, basically trying to break down what the difference between the two of them, because like they were sole traders calling, partnerships were calling. It's like, oh God, I ain't filed no taxes in years. What to do?
Yeah. Recently I saw a document coming out where, and I don't want you to quote me on it, but it was basically companies or businesses that didn't pay taxes for years. So I think that they ended up on a listing.
Oh, the annual returns, right. So basically with the annual returns, you have to file it every single year. Now they actually give you a email reminder of when you need to file. So basically on the anniversary, you have 30 days after that rolls over to file. So within that 30 days period, you have to file.
And if you don't file,
so if you don't file, there are penalties attached to it, not to you not filing.
Okay. So
with the struck off list, there are a lot of companies that haven't filed probably since 2021, 2022, 2023. Some people don't file at. They don't file at all.
So essentially, it could be struck off, and you wouldn't even.
And
know
you
that
wouldn't even know. So the thing about is what I do.
Under your business name,
so
and
I
you wouldn't even
try
know
my
that you
best.
struck
Like
off?
I really try my best to remind clients. Like when I register a company, please remember to file your annual returns. It basically lets company registry know that okay, nothing has basically like everything's the same in your business in terms of your directors, your shareholders. So that is basically what the annual returns does. It's like an updating them in terms of if anything would have changed within your company structure.
So, quick question. For your annual returns, that also affects sole traders, right?
No. So the annual returns is specifically
companies.
now for partnerships and companies and NGOs.
So, if you haven't filed
Incorporated
your
NGOs.
tax returns or your annual returns as a sole trader, it wouldn't really affect you.
So the tax return, okay, so the annual returns is only applicable to partnerships, the companies and NGOs. And the tax return is something else. That would apply to everybody. So your tax return is at Inland Revenue where you're filing your taxes. So you're basically, that's where your income and expenditure comes in. So that is the difference between the both of them. So one is company registries and one is Inland Revenue.
Right. So can you end up on a struck off list as a sole trader?
No.
Oh, guys, if you was holding your breath, you could release it.
No, but please, I just want to note this. Please, sole traders, please file your taxes. Once you have a business, please file your taxes. You're supposed to file your taxes. And especially for those that want to work for the government in terms of getting contracts, you have to file your taxes because they ask for tax clearance and VAT clearance, and you need those two nice things to get O.P.R registered. So file your taxes, guys.
Oh my God.
Love you all.
Oh my God. And guys, if you're not O.P.R registered, don't expect no government contract.
Yeah, and if you're not, you can always call me.
We're gonna have all her information.
You can call me, guys. If you need to get O.P.R registered, call me.
Yeah. You definitely might want to do that. You might want to consider that. But speaking of O.P.R, a lot of businesses are wondering how in the world, what is this O.P.R thing and why they should even be on the O.P.R and why is only big dogs and them big boys that get contracts. What the O.P.R is so good?
I won't say it's for the big dogs only. So basically, it's a platform that they would use to filter, to get select persons to do services for governmental agencies. And we don't have much state agencies in Tobago, but in Trinidad, so you have like NADCO, you have UDCUT, you have the RHAs and stuff. So they would more or less select persons from the O.P.R platform to do like different projects or jobs that they would have within Trinidad and Tobago. And what you find happening is that there are a lot of persons that are not O.P.R registered but still want to do something for TRG. How?
Yeah.
And I know they are actually very strict on being O.P.R registered now, eh?
Yeah.
Very,
very. Like 3 years ago, you could have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
But I'm O.P.R registered, and because of NETCO, I would have done so like the minute it happened, right? And I was like, wait, all of these contracts, because at the time, my catering business was something that I was actively doing. I was like, all of these contracts, you just seen a listing of contracts coming up. And I was like, I mean, you could just apply.
Yeah.
Like, it was just that
Once
simple.
you see, they send it, and the thing about it, when you're actually O.P.R registered, and based on the category that you would have selected, they would send you the they would send you the emails, like a request for proposal and stuff. So they would send you the emails once your category is accepted, once your profile is in order, guys.
Yeah.
Once it is in order.
So you see how important it is to go speak with your accountant. Yes. All right. Toney, I hope you can handle the phone call.
I'm ready for it.
All right, okay. She has sealed her back.
But just to say, I'm actually closed off for the month, guys. I love you all.
Oh my.
But bookings are closed for the month. But I'm taking bookings for April. Yeah.
Okay. Very well. But we're in March, right?
Yes.
Right.
I
Well,
had to close off.
March finished. So
March is April is next week, but you know, I just have to take a little time off for now.
yeah, very well. But it's so nice to have these discussions because many people really truly don't know what it is, because we know that the government wanted to file something. What is this thing? Like, to what degree that they will actually tax me? Like, how much money do I have to make before I have to start paying taxes? But
I think a lot of persons has asked that question, but you have to pay taxes even if you're making $25. You still have to. It's mandatory to actually file your taxes. And I know for the sole traders, there's the $90,000 personal allowance that they give you there. So, you know, file your taxes, please, guys. Even like companies, they'll be like, oh God, if I make real plenty money, I still have to file taxes. Yeah. To me, like, basically at some point in time, you see the tax and the VAT clearances, most businesses need it at some point in time. So you see, if you don't file your taxes, they're not going to issue the clearances.
yeah.
They're not going to issue the clearances. And if it is you're not filing your taxes on time, penalties and interest, they are waiting for you when you file, you know.
And then you have to wait. And guys, don't even ask me how I know this. You had to wait for amnesty.
Exactly. And the way how things going these days,
and the 99 others have to wait
the way
for amnesty.
The way how it is right now, no amnesty ain't coming.
Yeah, because I feel like we've had a lot of amnesty.
We have
for taxes
had a lot.
For a while.
There has been a lot. I don't feel like one would come anytime soon. So guys, please file your taxes. If you don't file on time, the penalties and the interest, it really not worth it.
Believe her.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not.
I feel like, you know, the public has to have a little bit more understanding when it comes to taxes and, you know, general things that I feel like these things is what we should have learned in school. You know, outside of the POA, POB subjects, but people need to know the basics of business and knowing when to file, what to file, what is expected of you, because everybody's like, oh, start a business, and nobody tells you, okay, you can start a business, but you don't have a business account and you're commingling. You can't do that. Toney, why can't we do that?
Because at any point in time, the bank might feel like they could just lock your account. If it is they realize, okay, you have a personal account and there's an excess of, let's say, for example, 35,000, they've seen 35,000 coming in one month, 50,000, 75, and they're like, this person not operating a business. Of course, they're going to flag the account. They're going to restrict your access to it. And then you'll have to, you know, some persons even don't have registered businesses, but they're doing business and have the money passing through your account.
Well,
I've seen it. I feel like in terms of this field of business, I feel like I've seen it all. No judgment. This is why I come in to help persons clean up their act. But yes, the bank is really strict on mixing your personal funds with your business funds. And in terms of doing that, even when you do that, you're not able to see if the business actually making something or not, because everything just there in like a kalalu. Yeah, you're not see. It come like you ain't seen your way. You don't know if you're making a profit, if you had a cut back on something. You ain't seen at all.
I think people, once they just see like the accounts being positively impacted, whether it mixed together or it's separate, they don't really business. But I could see from the bank standpoint why they definitely would want you to have some separation. Because I remember going to a seminar, I think it was with the FIU, the Financial Intelligence Bureau, and they were talking about flagging accounts and actually asking you, like, what is the source of your funds? Like, they could seize your assets. Like, I didn't even know that was, like, for real, until I sat in that conference. And I was like, my God, like, once you start making a little extra change and it's a little bit more than the usual and it's coming frequently, you can't be surprised if you get flagged.
Yeah, so that's why I really try my best, like, best to encourage customers to please, once you register a business, open the bank account one time. You see, a bank account could actually help you. It helps your business, you know. You can accept payments from clients. You can actually track your spending and your income from your bank account as well. And then what happens also is that when you want to go to the bank to get like a business credit card or a business loan, they ask you for financial statements. So what you have to use the financial statements is your bank statements. So if you have your income coming in there and you're using your checkbooks as you should, and you put in notation, so you would say, okay, XYZ date, you purchase gas, you paid workers, you bought a bulb down the road. Once your business, you could see that in your bank account, then it should be able to, it's easier to do your financial statements.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, if it is, you come to do a management account, or you come to do a statement, and you end pass your money to the account a whole year, you probably had 20, you look at the bank statement, you only had like $20 deposit. It had to actually give you something proper.
Yeah. Because all the receipts, everything is external. They pay for it in cash.
Yeah, and it's like, next thing too, they're not keeping their receipts.
Ooh.
They go down the road, buy some gas.
They discard the receipt.
They even take a receipt. They go by the hardware, they buy some materials, no receipt. You have you're probably doing you have a garage. Person's coming to fix the car. The person pay you in, write a little thing to say, well, okay, I receive XYZ and that. So how you want to do a statement to take it to the bank? What are you using?
Oops and prayers.
I feel like sometimes people really think I am a magician. But no, guys, I'm not.
I think that people, okay, so I don't want to say this as a concrete term, but a lot of Tobagonians still operate in cash. We're still very much cash based. And I know that there has been a lot of insistence in pushing persons that are business related into getting more structure. But I feel like over the years, from my personal observation, people they got accustomed to, or they feel like they thrive better when it's a cash operated business, because you never cash draft. The only time you have to be concerned is if you need a loan, and if you're doing well cash based, you don't really need a loan. Because the first thing they're looking to say, I can pay it off. Don't worry about me.
But you see the thing with persons actually accepting cash. Sometimes they don't even keep track of your money you receive. They don't, and sometimes they don't even deposit the money. You know, just to show like, okay, this is what I made for the month. Because sometimes they would have no activity for 3 months, 4 months, but yet the business is active. But they're not depositing the cash. You're not keeping track of what you receive either, so it basically defeating the purpose.
Yeah, that's what I said. I feel like the transition, there needs to be more guidance to get people to see the benefit of passing, because everybody, well, a lot of people, I should say, feel like once you bank so much money you have, you know, all of a sudden they want you to take loan and credit card, and
you can always say no.
They can mash up my life.
You can always say no.
I'm talking for some of them, because when I have conversation, I feel like it is important to chat with a wide range of people, like to see where we're at with things. Because a lot of people, when I tell you, amazing business people, amazing. You have a business account? Nah.
And most sometimes it is saying now with real confidence and pride.
I don't want
to be like,
not
what?
Babylon system. Not.
I just be like, what?
Yeah, because the bank is Babylon
like, why system. You don't have a business account? Nah, me need that.
Yeah.
I have a little account there, a little personal account. I can use that.
Yeah. I don't want, and they don't want they don't want no links machine, because the government got to take out their money.
I feel like those things are so convenient in this day and age.
You have to have it.
Like what if you go to a client and the client don't have no cash? Where you going to take back your product?
Well,
whip out a links machine right there, tap right here. That is what you're going to do. tap right there. Take your payment. We can't say, well, you go pay. No. Pull out your links machine, tap here.
Yeah.
That is all.
No, and I feel like people need to get into that. I mean, young people, you know, we want the tap to pay and to make life easier for us. But many people still have the archaic way of looking at it. And
The older ones.
Yeah.
The older ones.
it's just some encouragement, you know, because I feel like
Yeah.
they feel like there's some, and you know what? They feel like things are unsafe because we've had things like credit unions becoming insolvent, people who are retirement disappearing, poof, quicker. Things like that, you know, to live through something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a bit challenging. Yeah.
I wouldn't kind of cast a stone in their direction because I know that there has been financial turmoil in the past with different credit unions and things of that
so
sort.
people, you know, losing trust
They lose
in these
trust.
financial institutions. Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Yeah, but there has to be some balance.
It has to have.
So I assume that some teaching has to be done, you know,
Yeah.
especially for the younger people to restore that confidence in the institution. But nonetheless, it is still very important.
It is.
To have a general idea. And I mean, we're having this conversation not only for, you know, us to learn about the different areas, but for you all to also at home learn that, consider an accountant or getting some advice here and there, because I don't know it all. There are always areas and techniques and maybe applications that an accountant could lead you down the path of having that will make your life easier. And I guess that's generally what everybody, when we come to accountant, is trying to do. Make their life a little bit easier. Right? So guys, I'll give Talisha the floor so she could tell us all about her business and her services once again. And let us know where we can contact you so that we can make our bookings, and not bookings to March, bookings to April.
Right. So I am actually on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I am very active on TikTok, guys. My contact is 765-6089. You can contact me via WhatsApp to make your bookings. So I do everything for businesses that is legal. Yes, legal, please. Business registration services, procurement services, taxation, bookkeeping, the full works.
All right, guys. Hit her up, get at her, all right, for all your services, and do ensure to keep it legal, most of all. Please. Right? So, guys, that's it from us here at the Tenaciously Resolute podcast. I hope you all stay tenaciously resolute in all that you do. And if you have a business, call your accountant or call Talisha so she could give you some assistance and some guidance. You all know I always look out for you. So until we see you again, take care for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the Tenaciously Resolute podcast.